Hi, I'm Sue Smayda from Southington Library in Southington, Connecticut, and I'm going to read from Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I think it's just a particularly scary vision of the future, and it worries me. Chapter 2. Mr. Foster left the decanting room. The DHC and his students stepped into the nearest lift and were carried to the 5th floor. Infant nurseries, neo-Pavlovian conditioning rooms, announced the notice board. The director opened a door. They were in a large bare room, very bright and sunny. For the whole of the southern wall was a single window. Half a dozen nurses, trousered and jacketed in the regulation white linen uniform, their hair aseptically hidden under white caps, were engaged in setting out bowls of roses on a long row across the floor. Big bowls packed tight with blossoms, thousands of petals, ripe bloom and silkily smooth, like the cheeks of innumerable little cherubs, but of cherubs in that bright light, not exclusively pink and Aryan, but also luminously Chinese, also Mexican, also apoplectic with too much blowing of celestial trumpets, also pale as death, pale as posthumous whiteness of marble. The nurses stiffened to attention as the DHC came in. "Set out the books," he said curtly. In silence, the nurses obeyed his command. Between the rose bowls, the books were duly set out. A bowl of nursery quartos opened invitingly, each at some gaily colored image of a beast or bird or fish. "Now bring in the children." They hurried out of the room and returned in a minute or two, each pushing a kind of tall dumbwaiter laden on all its 4 wire-netted shelves with 8-month-old babies, all exactly alike, and all dressed in khaki. "Put them down on the floor." The infants were unloaded. "Now turn them so they can see the flowers and the books." Turned, the babies at once fell silent, then began to crawl towards the clusters of sleek colors, those shapes so gay and brilliant on the white page. As they approached, the sun came out of a momentary eclipse behind a cloud. The roses flamed up as though with a sudden passion from within. A new and profound significance seemed to suffuse the shining books. From the ranks of the crawling babies came squeals of excitement, gurgles of twitterings of pleasure. The director rubbed his hands. "Excellent," he said. "It might have been done on purpose." The swiftest crawlers were already at their goal. Small hands reached out uncertainly, touched, grasped, unpetaling the transfigured roses, crumpling the illuminated pages of the books. The director waited until they were happily busy, then, "Watch carefully," he said, and lifting his hand, he gave the signal. There was a violent explosion. Shriller and shriller, a siren shrieked, alarm bells maddening the sound. The children started, screamed. Their faces were distorted with terror. And now, the director shouted, "Now we proceed to rub in the lesson with a mild electric shock."